Hello everyone, Trey the VA here, back at it again with Team Lycris. We have Budget Artist behind here on the camera because, we too broke to buy a stand. So today we are bringing Fortune Ladies, a really interesting deck by one of my favorite characters, Carly Carmine, obviously. And one of her decks actually got on the Create a Card creation, so I'm really happy about that. So if they actually do get a card, that would be amazing. Probably another Synchro or Link, it would be nice. But their main gimmick is level augmentation, so they go up, they go down, they go side to side, the usual. Mm-hmm. So, might as well get right to it. So first off, 3 Fortune Lady Lights, like standard. For people that don't know what Fortune Lady Light does, whenever she's banished or leaves the field by a card effect, you get special one Fortune Lady from your deck for free. And all Fortune Ladies have this ability, which all their attack and defense is their level by 200, 400, etc., 300. And so since she's a level 1, she starts off with a base 200 and 200 defense. And she's your main combo starter. Go into dark or whatever you need. Fire, burn, water if you need to go with that +2. And surprisingly, they're all spellcasters, so. And next up, you play 3 Fortune Lady Past. Fortune Lady Past is your tuner monster in the deck. What she does is, whenever you can banish spellcaster monsters other than herself, and target one monster you control, and manipulate their level either going up or down by depending on how many people you banish. So you can start off with like Light on Field, Sun Past, Banish Light, special summon another one and level her up. And you can only use each effect of her once per turn, which is kind of understandable. Next, I play 2 Fortune Lady Fires. Now, this is a bit controversial one because you only play her at 1, but I like playing her at 2 because, the burn factor. So whenever she's special summoned by the effect of a Fortune Lady card, so that's like Calling, Light, and she's in attack position, you get to target one monster in your opponent controls, destroy it, and burn it to equal to its attack. And the cool thing about this is not original attack. So say they have a 5-headed dragon and they just double boosted his attack. Yeah, that's game.
So why don't you play 3 of Fire?
3 of Fire? You don't want to see her in your hand. You mainly want to special summon her from like any Fortune Lady card. So 2 is like my main optimal because
makes sense.
Even like cards, even if you banish her, you got like cards like Rewind to get her back and to activate her effect again. Next, I play 1 Fortune Lady Wind. I got Wind off Budget Artist over here going through his common bulk. Wind was a pain for me to find, but I'm just running her at 1 mainly because she has a generic back row removal. Mm-hmm. So you have like you have 4 monsters and you're every in the monster zone. You normal summon her and wipe the back row completely clean. But the thing is, she's a normal summon and we don't really like that. If she was special summon, that'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Next, the 3 Pot of Greeds, but legal versions. Fortune Lady Water. So whenever she's special summoned to the field, as long as you don't have like another Fortune Lady Water on field, you can draw 2 cards automatically. Not a hard once per turn, not a once per turn. You just can continue drawing. A weird ruling with her. So say you have 2 waters on field, and say you have a water on field and a fire, and you special summon another water, you still get to draw 2. Just because you need to have another name that isn't water. I am thinking about adding like Abyss Dweller into this deck. I just can't find it at the moment. 1 Fortune Lady Dark, your boss monster in the deck, quote unquote. What she does whenever a Fortune Lady monster attacks and destroys a monster and sends it to the graveyard, you get to revive one of your Fortune Ladies from the graveyard. So it goes off with your water, it goes off with fire. It helps you like recycle some of your resources.
It's just a combo extender.
Yeah. Plus, I was thinking about running 2 of her, but I kind of find it bricky because you need to, like, she's a normal summon.
Yeah.
But if you have, like, cards like
And
Calling.
then attribute summon at that, too.
Yeah. But since we have cards like Fortune Lady Calling, it makes things a lot more simpler. And, like, Light, so I might bump her up to a 2, but I have to play test around with that. Then for hand traps, we played 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs because, you know, if we get hand trapped, we're kind of screwed. Especially, you know, during our combo starter with Light.
Yeah.
Once we get Light off, we're kind of like in the easy.
Mm-hmm.
Then another controversial choice, 3 Effect Dealer. People think about running 2 or 1, like 2 to 1 of him, and I'm here, like, with Past, you can banish him as well. Because it says any other spellcasters.
Yeah.
So you can just banish these 3 and just get on with it, since it gives them more use instead of just being there and gone.
Normal summon effect veiler.
Super summon effect trailer, synchro summon. Not gonna lie, I had times I had to synchro summon using effect veiler, but that was like far and few between.
You know, like in-game type stuff.
Yeah, like clutch moments.
Doesn't usually happen.
Yeah. That's it for the monsters. Now for the spells. The only card that you cannot search, sadly, is their field spell.
Future visions.
Yep, and what this card does, each time an opponent normal summons their monster, target that monster and banish it till the next turn. Well, till their next turn.
Each time a player or opponent?
Each player.
Okay.
So it comes off with your Light because it needs to be removed by card effects, and Light can go off, and it also disrupts your opponent's plays. So say they play Emancipators, they kind of lose balance because they still get their normal summon effect off, but it's like they don't have any monsters to go off with.
Makes sense.
And sadly, you can't search this, so you got to run Terraforming. It should have had like Fortune Lady in the name somewhere.
Yeah.
Next 3 have Fortune Lady Calling, their main summoning. Fortune Lady Calling, I have a love-hate relationship with this card. So if you control a Fortune Lady monster, you can just summon 1 Fortune Lady from your deck with a different name. And you could not special summon monsters from the extra deck except synchro monsters, which kind of like is a double-edged sword because you're running some links here and there, and you're running like Black Rose and such. So, well, it does say synchro spellcaster, so that's good. So Black Rose is still in the good, but it's a free special summon, and if you don't get ashed, you're in the go. And you can always like summon Pass, summon Water, draw 2. Say you have like a Light or something, banish the Light, so on and so forth. Go into your combo plays. Next, I play 3 for Fortune's Future. Most people play 2 to 1 of these, 1 to 2 of these, because you just target 1, draw 2 cards. So I like playing 3 of these because I like to banish a lot of my cards. So once I banish the cards, I always put them into the graveyard, draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait, does it say target one of your banished ones?
target 1 of your banished Fortune Ladies and draw 2 cards.
So Fortune Calling, was it? Or Fortune Future?
This one?
Yeah.
Future Visions?
Future Vision, sorry. That's a really good combo starter with Future Visions and Light and Fortune Future.
Yeah. I'll have to show you a little combo with that. It's pretty weird, but I like it. Next, the search card, the Fortune Vision. The first effect is everything. The second effect is like, you don't even use it.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, the first effect is like when this card's activated, you can add 1 Fortune Lady card from your deck to your hand. Simple. So that means Calling, any of the Fortune Ladies. And yeah, that Fortune Lady Rewind. Just the basic cards. And it's just your main search. If you get your search off, you're kind of in the clear as well. Now, again, you do not want to be hand trapped, so 3 Call by the Graves.
Mm-hmm.
Generic. For the one-ofs, 1 Spellbook Secrets. I'm trying to bump that up to 2, or I might keep it at 1. Once I get my 2 copies of Spellbook of Knowledge soon. Spellbook Knowledge, also a really good combo with Light as Ascends to Graveyard instead of like just Tribute. 1 for 1, Terraforming, and the Monster Reborn. just generic stuff. Like if you lose your dark, you have to like pray to God you can top deck your Monster Reborn. And then lastly, for the singular trap, I really want to bump this up to 2 once I have it, the re-1 time. So this one, again, is a double-edged sword. So say you have 5 Fortune Ladies in Banish Pile. What this thing does is says target all your Banished Fortune Ladies with different names. You special summon all of them, and during the end phase, you shuffle them all back into the deck. So say it's your turn and you only have this card set on the field, activate it, get all their effects off, pop a monster, draw 2 cards, so on and so forth. And then you gotta either go into your link plays or go into your synchro plays immediately. So it, again, double-edged sword, but if you can pull it off, you're in the clear.
So before we move into the extra deck, what do you think is the biggest weakness for this deck? Like the biggest problem that it faces?
There are standby phase effect where to gain the level. If it was on both phases, like for both players' turns, it would have completely made the deck a lot better.
I've noticed that it's very slow.
Yeah, it's
Like,
slow at first, but once
there aren't a lot of cards in the deck that help you gain levels.
yeah, there are some cards, but like they're slow. Like Fortune Lady, there's a card in the Fortune Lady deck where it boosts your level by 3 till the end of the turn, but it's kind of slow and a quick play spell, and nobody plays it. Now for like a small extra deck, I'm still playtesting with the extra deck, so don't judge. I run 2 Fortune Lady every. Only got my hands on 2. Wish I got a third one because I kind of burned through her really quickly.
So if you had a third one, you definitely use her, right?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Maybe because she's a non-targeting banish. Plus, if she gets destroyed during the end of the turn, you get banish one spellcaster. I believe is one spellcaster. During your opponent's end phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can banish one of the spellcaster monsters to your graveyard, especially on this card. Yeah.
Wow.
So it recurs herself. That's really cool.
Especially since you're playing a deck full of spellcasters.
Yeah. And a cool thing is, I just realized this like a while back, but she looks like Solitary Magician, the one that quote unquote started the Fortune Ladies.
Yeah.
Next, I play 1 Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Just standard. 1 Black Rose. Again, standard. I'm trying to find more synchro monsters to put into the deck. Like, I'm trying to find my Stardust to, just for basic negation. Now for the links, 1 Borreload's Dragon, 1 Nightmare Unicorn,
Borreload.
1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Underclock Taker, and 1 Barricade Blocker. I was thinking about running Link Karibo in the deck, but I playtested it. I found out that the level 1s manipulate the level a bit too quickly.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just cut
And
them
plus,
out.
there's only like 6 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, sure, that may seem like a lot, but you're playing it in a 40-card deck, and having 1 Link Karibo for like 2 specific cards in your deck isn't that good.
Some people might be wondering why I'm playing Barricade Blocker. I know, like, Link to weird arrows like Underclock, but Underclock has its reasons because, just making the monsters lose attack. Barricade Blocker has a unique ability where whenever you special summon him, you get to target 1 continuous or field spell in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. And face-up spells that you control cannot be destroyed by card effects.
So it's really good at not only protecting your cards, but reoccurring them.
Yeah, so say you have all 3
Future Vision. No.
Fortune Visions, or your field spells in the graveyard, you can just bring them back and then protect them. Then Nightmare Unicorn and Cerberus, pretty self-explanatory. You're trying to find my Phoenix, just to make it a bit more consistent. Borreload's Dragon, just to take control of monsters. Still playtesting the deck. It's a whole lot of fun. I did say I was going to show you something weird about the deck. So, say you have Fortune Lady Light. Say this is your hand that you open up. Fortune Calling, and a Future Visions. So it's simple. Activate your Future Visions. Normal summon Light. Effective Future Visions. Target Light. Banish. To summon, say, Dark. Dark, or you're going second, and they have a big boss monster that can be targeted. Fire. Say you go into one of these. We're just going to say Dark for the example. You activate Fortune's Future. Bring this to the graveyard. Draw your 2 cards. Next standby phase, this will activate and kick in. Since it's in graveyard, you still get a special summon it. Because it says no matter where. The ruling on this is weird, but no matter where it is, it gets special summon back, despite it being in graveyard. And Rewind. Rewind does occur their effect, so because it's technically special summoning.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful what you special summon first.
So what would you consider a brick hand with the deck? You know, like, obviously there's the all spells and, you know, all spell 1 trap, or like, you know, monsters that you can't summon, but like a hand that you wouldn't want to see very often.
Okay, a light, 2 fires, and Monster Reborn along with.
I mean, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't want to see Light and Monster Reborn in the same hand, because
And Rewind.
Light does what Reborn does, so.
Yeah. But like special one from deck, this is special one from graveyard.
Yeah.
This is like the brickiest hand that I could think of. Because you do not want to see this till late game.
Yeah.
Late game. These 2 you don't want to see at all in your hand unless like it's necessary. But Light, she has to be here in your hand no matter what.
Don't you have to special summon Fire to use her effect?
Special summoner by a Fortune Lady card effect.
Okay.
So, yeah. Another thing, Rewind has a weird effect. So say, this is your graveyard, your banish pile. You have all 3. Not all 3. You have all these. Let's say we have Past as well. You activate this. You gotta special summon it in a order that you know you can remember. So say Pass first, Wind second, Light, Fire, then Water to pop off both effects. Because if you say Water first, you won't get the draw 2. If you pop off Fire, you'll still get the burn because it's by a Fortune Lady card.
You won't get the draw 2 with Water because you don't have any Fortune Ladies on the field.
Exactly.
Technically. So you miss timing on her effect.
Exactly. That's what I've learned from my practices of playing. And there is this one card I really want to try adding is the Arcane Magician. This, I think it's the Synchro. Yeah, the Synchro. You place 2 counters on him and you get 2 negates.
Okay, so Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Have you ever tried running that in this deck?
Honestly, online I have. I just gotta find the copies in order to place them in here.
Okay, so it's more of not that you don't want to use them, it's more that you don't have them.
If they had the Secret Village, this will make the deck a whole lot easier to be like control based.
Yeah.
Because this is already a semi-control based deck because of this card.
Yeah.
But how many? But honestly, for the Secret Village, I would honestly play 1 to 2. Like you activate this first for some disturbance, and then once you want to get really disturbing and like they're activating a lot of spells, you switch it out.
Makes sense.
So like things like Metaverse can help out. I just don't plan on running Metaverse until like I actually get the cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for the Fortune Ladies. I'm sorry that this video came out so long. You know, life's been a thing. So make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next video.
Goodbye.